Okay, so she said we're going to do negative b over 2a. Whenever you see this word maximum, we're going to always solve for the vertex. What am I going to write? What's my b? All over. What is, and everyone should have a calculator for today because we're doing lots of calculations. What is 2 times negative 0.7? Okay, and when you divide these out, what do you get? Yeah. 15.29. What does this represent in the problem? The x value, but what is the x value in words? The percentage of the popcorn's weight, or moisture content. So 15.29% moisture content. Let's just do 2 decimal places for now. Okay? Now, are we done?
Hell no.
What are we going to do?
Okay. We're going to plug that in for the problem.
For x. So we're going to have f of 15.29 equals negative 0.7 15.29 squared plus 21.4 15.29. I'm going to put this up here. Minus 94.8 because I don't have enough room. What is the first order of operations?
Square that. 15.29.
And what is that?
Big head.
Shelly, you could move over here if you want. 233. What is 21.4 times 15.29? What is it?
1 second. 327.21. Let's start at 1 point.
Minus 94.8. And what do you get? You got 163.43. Yep. Okay, so we just multiplied negative 0.7 times 233. We got negative 163.43. Is that what everyone got? Because my other 2 periods, we kept getting different numbers. Did you? So everyone do negative 0.7 times 233.78. Did you get negative 163.43? Okay, good. What is negative 106? Guys, a little too loud. What is a negative 163.43 plus 327.21? What do you get? Okay, because this is negative. Negative times positive. Yep. And then that's going to change your answer. What do you get? Maya, what did you get? What's wrong? What'd you get? It should be like 160 something. Guys, can everyone please do this? We have more people trying. We're doing 163.43 plus 327.21. What do you get? 163.78 minus 94.8. 68. What does that represent? The what? The volume, the popping volume in this be centimeters cubed per gram, because that's the measurement they're telling us. It said cubic centimeters per gram. Now, to take all of this information and write it in a sentence. Hi. No. Sorry. Okay, to take this information and write it in a sentence, we would say, if you don't know how to do this, pay attention, 15.29% moisture content. Moist? Most people don't like that word. For a max popping, volume of 60, what is it, 68.78? Yeah. Centimeters cubed per gram. Okay, guys, you will get points taken off if you don't write the sentence. So if you don't know how to write the sentence, pay attention to what we just did and write that in. That's fine. Nine eight. Do you guys understand why we solved the way we did? If not, let me know. Because we see that word maximum in the question, we have to solve finding the vertex, and this is standard form, which is why we do negative b over 2a, plug it in, get our answer. Does that make sense? So if you see the word maximum, how are you going to solve? Vertex. Remember, how high, vertex, how far, quadratic formula. Can I scroll down? Are you guys almost done if I can't? Okay. Good? Jaden, can you sit up? Remember your parents had to sign it? Jaden, sit up.
I don't know what I'm supposed to put on that, but I get this.
For what?
For this one. Wait, for the second one. We're solving for y. Why do I get that? Because I timed this and this. I timed this and this, yeah. And
Oh, it's just because we did 0.9. 15.29. So this is a little off.
would it be like correct?
Yes, it would be correct. If you're 0.01 off, it's fine. All right, guys, for part B, what am I going to do? Which function am I going to choose? Which function based on the two given? We said hot oil popping. Hot oil popping. F of x equals negative 0.6x squared plus 17.7x minus 76. Well, how are we going to solve this? Why are we going to solve using vertex? Because it says maximum, so we're going to do negative b, negative 17.7 over 2 times negative 0.6. Keep going. Tell me what to do.
All right. What is the total time? Okay. What is? I got negative 1.2.
And what happens when you divide this out? Yes. And what does that represent? The percent moisture content. Guys, I know this isn't the most exciting thing we're doing today, but you have to get this down because this is going to be your test. What? So there's a section of real world, and then the back is going to be just like the back where there's multiple choice, characteristics, factoring, all of that. Yes. Okay, so now what am I going to do with that 14.75? Plug it in. I'm just going to, so it's f of 14.75 equals negative 0.6 times 14.75 squared plus 17.7 times 14.75 minus 76. What is 14.75 squared? 29, 14.75 squared.
It's 217.56.
What is 17.7 times 14.75? Guys, over here, come on. What do we get?
It's 261.08.
Okay, somebody else. Negative 0.6 times 217.56. What do you get? Kaden, come on. Sit up. Get a drink of water if you need to. What is it? Negative 130.54. Does it round to 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I might have a question.
Yes.
Is that
Oh.
16 or is it a 76?
76, because remember, look at here. Negative 130.54 plus 261.08. What do you get?
85.54. She doesn't put it off.
Negative 130.54 plus 261.08. $130.54.
Oh, 130.
0.54. Subtract 26, and what do you get?
You mean 76?
Yeah, 76.
This is my calculation.
Come on, guys, help Maya out. She's not the only one doing this.
You did it.
54.54 centimeters cubed per gram. That's what that says.
Negative 130.64 plus
0.08. I know it's hard to follow me because I'm trying to cram, so just know what steps you're doing and do it on your paper nice and neat.
I didn't know how to do that.
So yeah,
What does that say?
54.54 centimeters cubed per gram. So how would I write a sentence? It's going to be just like part A.
14.75% moisture content for hot oil popping.
Content for a max volume of 54.54 centimeters cubed per gram. So just like we did before, 14.75% moisture content for a max popping volume of 68.75 centimeters cubed per gram. Brandon, where's your study guide? Okay. All right. Number 2. Who wants the ball first? Manuel, ready? No? DeAndre, what is my role of A? Is A negative or positive? For number 2? It's negative. We have a negative A, so what does that mean? Opens down. What else can we say about A? A is less than 1 and greater than 0, so what does that mean, DeAndre? More. If it's less than 1, it's more wide. All right, you can pass the ball off. But tell them before you throw that. Yes. Imad. Imad, what is my vertex? 49, 8.5. Okay, pass it off. Tell them before you throw it. Emmanuel, what are my shifts? How can I describe my vertex in words? What 49? Is it positive or negative? It's positive because we don't pull out that negative. Remember, it's part of the equation. So can somebody explain to Emmanuel why it's positive 49?
Because it's already a negative A.
Because there's already a negative built into the equation, so we just pull out that H, which is just 49. So if it's positive, how is my shift going to be? Right 49 and up 8.5. Okay, the ball? Tim, I'm throwing the ball to you. What is my axis of symmetry? Tim. Tim, what's my axis of symmetry? What's my x value of the vertex? X equals
7.
Who can help him out? What's the x value of the vertex? 49. X equals 49. Domain.
Is it, whoever said that, oh, negative and positive. Why you gotta be so mean? Because she talks about me, that's what the stuff is.
Okay, Kazaya. Who wants to try the range?
It's negative 3.
The domain is always the same. Who wants to do the range? Hector. What's my range? So Hector said negative infinity 8.5.
If you're wrong, that's why you want to say right. Huh?
So let's think about this. He's not wrong. He's right. He's right. But now we have to think about it as real world. So let me explain. So you're playing baseball, right? What's the lowest point the baseball can ever go?
0.
Why?
Because that's the floor.
Because the ground is 0. We can't go underneath the ground. I mean, we can, but there's no huge holes and tunnels in the baseball field, because then you wouldn't be able to play. So your range would be 0, 8.5, because we have to relate it back to the real world. Be partial off credit. Maybe like 0.5 off. So we haven't introduced this concept yet. So it's okay if you thought negative infinity, but now we have to think about, okay, it's baseball. How am I going to sketch the graph? What is my y? How am I going to label my y? Height. And what is my x-axis? Distance. Horizontal distance in feet. So we're going to draw our parabola. We have a wide parabola. Our vertex, 49, 8.5. So on the test, if you were asked to draw or sketch a graph, this is generally what it should look like. We want you to label the axes, draw it, how wide or narrow it should be, and label the vertex. Okay, Hector, you can pass out the ball. Okay, how high was the ball at its highest point? At what distance did the ball reach that height? So something really helpful, before you tell us, Tadea, is to label our vertex. What does 49 represent?
The highest point of that?
So it's our x value.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking about distance or height?
Height.
What is our x-axis labeled? Distance, and this is our x value. Distance. That's okay. So make sure you are careful on the test.
I will.
8.5, what does that represent?
Height.
Height.
Oh, okay. So, the highest point
So how can I write a little sentence?
at the highest
At its highest point,
point, it was at
the ball was
at
8.5 feet high. And reached that height
49.
at a distance of 49 feet.
Good job.
You walked me through it. Okay, look at number 3.
Hold on, one second. It's a feet. See what we have? Thank you.
Okay, are we good? Can we move on?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, number 3. We are talking about tennis.
Oh, I like to play it in Wii because I just went. In real life.
Yeah, Wii tennis is much more fun. Okay, so it's part A says, write a model for the height of the launched tennis ball at T seconds.
Alright.
Does anybody have any idea how we're going to start this?
H is this the one where we do like the D naught and oh yeah.
Keep going.
-16 T plus square H naught. No, it's D naught.
Well, what is V naught in the problem?
I'm sorry. 40 T
40, so 40T.
plus H naught, which is 3.
Yes. Good job.
Oh yeah.
Does everyone understand how she got this? It's a velocity problem. And you guys are all familiar with velocity model. So we know how to set it up. Guys, let's all sit up and wake up. If you want me to turn the lights on, you can. If you need to get a drink of water, go get a drink of water. It's a little sleepy in here. Ready?
I bet you are.
Okay, Shelly. Part B says you plan on hitting the tennis ball when it reaches a height of 8 feet. How long until it reaches that height? Where do you think that 8 is going to go?
What, 8? Oh, 15 right there.
For what?
15?
For T?
Yeah. And then it would also go into the other T.
Okay, so that's a really good idea.
Okay. Or would it go in the first one? It says H of T.
Yes, it would go in for H of T because
Then you would put it in the other T's, miss.
let's just see. So we have 8 equals negative 16 T squared.
You just don't put the 8. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Because we're asking when it reaches this height. So this is our ending height. Ending height is always H of T. Are we talking about are we going to try and find how high something is?
Maybe.
No, we're talking about how long. We're talking about time and the distance it takes to get to that time. So how am I going to solve?
0.
Yep, so we have to get it to equal to 0. So we have to subtract 8.
And then we're going to do quadratic formula.
Yes, we're going to do quadratic formula. There's no word maximum. There's no how high is something going to get. So we're going to do the quadratic formula. What is my A? What is my B? And what is my C? Yes. So right now I want you guys to do quadratic formula. What is the quadratic formula?
Negative B plus or minus radical B squared minus 4AC all over 2x.
Yes.
Me and mine doesn't have a ticket.
That was very good.
Yeah, you remembered it? You are.
Yeah. No, it's a small number.
I like this ball.
Come on, keep going. -5.
Smell it? Yes, but okay.
Someone said it smells like strawberries.
No, someone told you that they lied. It's not like rubber.
Yeah. I don't know. I think because the airheads are all in the room. So guys, do quadratic formula on your own. Let's see if we match.
Probably not.
Okay, do we match so far?
Yeah.
What is 40 squared?
Okay.
Am I going to have a plus sign or a minus sign?
Minus.
Yes, because negative times negative times negative.
All those are negative. Hold on, let me answer that for you. I'm sure you did it.
Okay, tell me. You guys writing all this in?
Okay.
Ashley?
Let me do that.
Whose packet is that? Can you give it back to him? You need to learn.
Equals. What was it? 1,680. Okay, I got this. Wait.
Which is?
Wait, slow down.
Yes.
35.77.
Yes. We'll do 78.
No.
35.78 all over negative 32. So I'm going to have two answers. I'm going to have, bless you, negative 40 plus 35.78 all over negative 32. And I'm going to have negative 40 minus 35.78 all over negative 32. What do I have for the first answer? What? What'd you get? Oh, did you divide it by negative 32?
Yeah.
So you should have negative 75.78 divided by negative 32.
What did I do? Like, I know you were finding it, and I was still going here.
Because remember, we have 8 equals, subtract 8 and you get negative 5 for C.
I got 30.
Okay. Listen.
Yep.
Okay, for the add one, I got on the top is the 4.2. Am I wrong? Hopefully you're wrong.
I got 38.8.
And if this is not
All right, guys, everyone in your calculators, do negative 40 plus 35.78, press equals, and then divide that by negative 32 and tell me what you get.
Oh, it's a negative.
What'd you get?
Oh, minus 0.101.
It should be positive because we have negative divided by negative. But what did you get? 0.13? 13, positive. What did you get for the other one? We'll round to 3.7. Okay, so which one's the answer? Why is the first one the answer? They're both positive. If they're both positive, which one's the answer? Okay, so watch this, guys. Can I see the ball? So when you're playing tennis and you're about to hit the ball, what do? You throw it in the air. So that first time of 0.13 seconds is when the height reaches 8 feet, but it's when you're throwing it in the air. That second time of 2.37 seconds is when you finally hit the ball and it reaches 8 feet after you hit it. No. My sister plays tennis. So we have 2 seconds, 2 times. Do you understand why we're finding when the ball is hit and it reaches a height of 8 feet, why the second one makes more sense? Because it could potentially still reach 8 feet when you throw it that first time, but we don't know. We don't care about that. Okay? So make sure you cross out lightly that 0.13 because this is the right answer. So then a sentence, it will take 2.37, because we decided that's the correct answer, 2.37, what is going on, seconds for the ball to reach a height of how high? 8 feet. And we're done. Okay? How much time do we have left? Okay, so let's just look at part C. What am I going to do for part C? Why am I going to solve by vertex? Yes, because we see that word maximum. We're going to solve by finding the vertex. Which formula are we going to use?
Quadrat. No, they should be B not working.
Negative 16t squared. So write this in, plus 40t plus 3. We're using the formula from part A. And then you use the vertex, negative b over 2a. Find the maximum height, and then plug that in. Okay?
Wait, can you say that one more time?
Of why we chose this. So this is the formula from part A. We don't do that formula from part B because part B specified at 8 feet. We're just taking the general formula, which was in part A we found. Because it's still the same question, still number 3.
Oh, we use this.
Okay, guys, I'm handing out a little piece of paper. On the paper, I want you to write 2 things, and they're on the board. Something you feel confident about for the test on Thursday, something you need more practice on. So that tomorrow, we know what we should keep reviewing in class so that you guys are ready. You don't have to write your name on this, but I want you to write 1 and 2 and answer both of those questions. Also, the 2 questions I put on the board. I think 2 times A. You did 2 times B. Guys, we're not packing up your homework for tonight. I want to see you finish this question, and work through more on the study guide. Tomorrow I'm checking to see if you did more. And it's going in as a homework grade. Did you do this? Tim. Wake up. Come on. All right, guys, answer the 2 questions on the board. When you're done, hand them up on that blue shelf, and then continue working through your study guide until the bell rings.